In this video, I'll be discussing cycle detection in directed graph. So already in my previous video, I have discussed cycle detection in undirected graph, but right now I'll be discussing in directed graph. So basically, what is cycle? Cycle means if we move from one vertex and using any traversals, if we traverse the graph and reach to that same vertex, it means that there is a cycle. So if we consider this input graph, which is a directed graph, and start traversing this graph using DFS traversal, so we can go from vertex 3 to 4, then again 4 to 5 and 5 to 3. It means that yes, there is a cycle in this graph. So the algorithm which we are going to use is DFS. So this is an application of DFS that it is used to detect cycle in directed as well as in undirected graph. So DFS algorithm has recursive function. Okay. So in DFS basically there is a recursive function, and this recursive function traverse the graph. Okay. So first step will be to select the starting vertex of a graph. So we can have any vertex as starting vertex. So suppose this 0 vertex is my starting vertex. Now as the graph is directed, so in this case the adjacent vertices will be only in one way. Like if we consider undirected graph, then if 0 is connected to 1, then 1 is also connected to 0. Means 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 0 both are same, as there is unordered pair of the vertex in case of undirected graph. But in case of directed graph, if we are directing from 0 comma 1, it means there can be a direction from 1 comma 0, but 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 0 are not same. Okay, basically there will be a ordered pair vertex. So we'll be start traversing from vertex 0 and applying our DFS algorithm. From 0 we move to 1. Okay, because 1 is the adjacent vertex connected to 0. So basically in DFS algorithm, the moment we are iterating the adjacent vertex from a particular vertex, and if any adjacent vertex we got unvisited, we found that those vertex are unvisited, we leave the current vertex, move to unvisited vertex and start exploring this unvisited vertex. So this is a DFS algorithm. So from DFS 0, that is from vertex 0, we found vertex 1 as unvisited. Okay, we left this vertex 0 and now we are in vertex 1. Now from vertex 1 there is no possible choice available, as there is no adjacent vertex connected to vertex 1. So basically this is our first recursive call. Okay, DFS 0 to DFS 1, and from DFS 1 there is no possibility to move to adjacent vertex. Now we will call for vertex 2. So now from vertex 2 we can traverse to vertex 3, because vertex 3 is adjacent vertex and vertex 3 is not visited. Now from vertex 3 we will move to vertex 4. Okay, now from vertex 4 we can move to vertex 5. So 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Now from vertex 5 the adjacent vertex available is vertex 3. From 5 the adjacent vertex is vertex 3. Okay, so vertex 3 is already visited. Vertex 3 is already visited. It means that there is a cycle. Okay, so in case of directed graph, if a vertex is visited and from another vertex we are reaching towards the visited vertex, or we can say that from DFS 5 there is a back edge to its ancestor. So DFS 3 is the ancestor of our DFS 4, and DFS 4 is ancestor of DFS 5. So basically this 3 and 4 are ancestors of DFS 5. Now from DFS 5 there is a back edge, or we can reach to its ancestor. Okay, so basically if there is a back edge, means from vertex 5, if or from any vertex, if we can reach to its ancestor vertex, then there will be a back edge, and if there is a back edge, it means there is a cycle in that graph. Okay, so this is all about the problem. Now we are going to discuss the logic which we are going to use to solve this problem. So now we are going to use a Boolean array known as recursion stack array. Okay, so why we are using this Boolean array? This array will keep record of which all vertex has been visited during recursive tree. So we will be having two arrays. One is visited array. This visited array will keep track of all the vertices which are visited during traversal. Okay, during traversal. So this visited array is for all the vertices which are visited during traversal of the graph, and there will be another Boolean array known as recursion stack array, or any name we can write, no problem. But the task of this recursion stack array is to keep track of the vertex which are visited during recursive tree. So basically for this graph, if we draw recursive tree, there will be two recursive tree. One is this one and one is this one. Okay, so there will be two recursive tree. From 0 we can go to 1, we can traverse to 1. From 1 there is no adjacent vertex left, so 0 and 1, this is first recursive tree. Now we will resume our traversal from the next vertex, that is vertex 2. 2 we can move to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to again 3. So it means this 3 is already visited in the recursion stack. Okay, this 3, suppose like the recursion stack is nothing but the index represent vertices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, yeah, and this visited array is same that we are using in simple DFS algorithm, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so suppose we will start from vertex 0. So initially both are false. Recursion stack array is false and visited array is also false. So we'll start from 0. If we are starting from 0, we will mark it as true. Now from 0 we move to 1. Okay. So from 0 we move to 1. We'll mark this as true, and recursion stack also we will mark it true. Now from 1 there is no adjacent vertex available. There is no adjacent vertex available. It means that in this recursion call, in this recursive tree call, from 0 we went to 1, and from 1 there is no possibility left. So what we need to do is that we need to do backtrack, like from vertex 1 we need to move to its caller. The caller is vertex 0, and from vertex 0 we need to move to the caller of vertex 0. Like, okay, so while moving to the caller, we need to change this value to false. It means that we need to change it to its initial value, that is false, because for each recursive tree we need to maintain this recursion stack array. Okay, so while having this recursive tree, we have marked 0 and 1 as true, but right now no possibility left from vertex 1. Already we have visited all its adjacent vertex. So we will change its value again from true to false. So recursion stack will keep the record of those vertices which are there in a recursive tree. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But in case of visited array, we will not change the value. Why? Because 0 and 1 is visited. Now what we will do is that we will start from vertex 2. Okay, so from vertex 2, 1 is the adjacent vertex and 3 is the adjacent vertex. So 1 is already visited. It means that we will not move to 1. Okay, now from vertex 2, we move to vertex 3. We'll mark vertex 2 as true in visited array and in recursion stack array. Now from vertex 2 we move to vertex 3. We'll mark this true, and in recursion stack also we'll mark this true. Now from vertex 3 we will move to vertex 4. Now vertex 4 will mark it true. In recursion stack also will mark it true. Okay. Now from 4 we'll move to 5. I'll mark visited of 5 as true, recursion stack 5 as true. Now from 5 only the adjacent vertex of 5 is 3. Now if we see the information in vertex 3 in recursion stack we find that 3 is already visited, plus in recursion stack the value is true. So if this is the case, then it means that there is a backage from vertex 5 to vertex 3, and if there is a backage it means that there is a cycle. So this is the logic behind this problem. Okay, so right now I'm going to have a dry run for this graph. Okay, so first of all I'll make visited array. This is my visited array, and this is my recursion stack array. So recursion stack array will keep the information of vertex during recursive tree traversal, but visited array will keep the information of vertex during whole graph traversal. Okay, so the index represent vertices 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so this is also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is my visited array and this is my recursion stack array. Okay, so this is my main function. First of all, I have initialized the visited array as false, same recursion stack array as false. So basically these all are false. Now as the graph is directed graph, therefore I will be using this for loop. Okay, so I've used for loop, and inside this the condition is if the visited of vertex 0. So basically this loop starts from 0 to number of vertices. So the total number of vertices is from 0 to 5. So if visited of 0 is false, so yes, visited of 0 is false, it means I will call for DFS function. So in this DFS, I am passing graph, starting vertex that is 0, visited array, recursion stack. So okay, so if this DFS function returns true, I'll print true, otherwise I'll print false. So basically for 0, I'm going to call this DFS function. So this starting vertex is 0. First of all, I'll mark visited of 0 as true. I will mark recursion stack of 0 as true. Okay, for every adjacent u to s. So s is my starting vertex 0 and its adjacent vertex u is 1. So if visited of 1 is false, yes, visited of 1 is false. So if it is false, I need to call DFS. Okay, so now this u is nothing but 1. Now my starting vertex changes from 0 to 1. Okay, so visited of 1 I'll mark it true, recursion stack of 1 I'll make it true. Now for every u adjacent to s, now if we see adjacent vertex connected to 1, there is no adjacent vertex. So if there is no adjacent vertex, it means that the statement inside this for loop will not execute, and if it will not execute, it will move to this line. It means recursion stack of s is false. So s means 1. So change the value from true to false and return false. Return false to the caller. So the caller of vertex 1 is what? Caller of vertex 1 is 0. And in terms of function, the caller of vertex 1 is what? This DFS function. This recursive DFS function is the caller. So control will return to this part, and this is false. So control will not execute this. It will come to else if part. Else if part is also like false. Okay, so controller, what it will do, it will come to this, it will move outside for loop and it will come to this part, and recursion of stack 0 is equals to false. So we'll change this from true to false. Okay, so if we hit base case in recursion, what we need to do is that we need to return back to the caller of the function. So the caller of vertex 1 was vertex 0. Now from vertex 0 there is no adjacent vertex left. So what we need to do is that we need to change the value of recursion stack for vertex 0 from true to false. Okay, and need to return false again to the caller. Now the caller of vertex 0 is the main function. So we will be returning back to this line. So DFS of something something is what? False, and false is not equals to true. It means that what we need to do, we need to increase the value of iteration. Like 0 we have already traversed. Now as this is a for loop, the initial value of I was 0. Now it changes to 1. So we will see visited of 1 is not false because 1 is already visited. Okay, 1 is already visited. So this again we will increase the value of I because this is a for loop. Now the value of I changes from 1 to 2. Now visited of 2 is false. Yes, visited of 2 is false. Now we'll call DFS function for vertex 2. Okay, we'll call DFS function for vertex 2. Yeah, now what we will do is that we will mark visited of 2 as true. We'll mark this also as true. Okay, now for every u adjacent to s, this is s, this is u. So adjacent vertex from 2 is what? Vertex 3. Now what we need to do is that we need to check in visited array that vertex 3 is not visited. If it is not visited, move to vertex 3, means call DFS function for vertex 3. So again from this I'll be calling, as it is a recursive call. Now s changes from 2 to 3. Visited of 3 will be true. Recursion stack 3 will be true. Okay, and now s changes from 2 to 3. Now adjacent of 3 is 4. Check its value for visited array, that it is false. I'll change it to true. It changes to 4. I'll change visited array from false to true. Recursion stack also it will be true for every u adjacent to s. Now s is 4, therefore adjacent vertex of 4 is what? 5, and 5 is not visited. So again I will call this recursive function for vertex 5, mark it true, recursion stack also true. Okay, and now I am in this line for every u adjacent to s. Now s is vertex 5, u adjacent to s means if its adjacent vertex is vertex 3. So now we will check if visited of 3 equals to false. So in visited array, the value in vertex 3 in index 3 is true. It means that this one will not execute. Okay, this one will not execute. Now control will come to else if. Now we are going to check is recursion stack of index 3, means this u is what? This u is 3. This recursion stack of 3 is true. Yes, recursion stack in index 3 is true. So if it is true, return true. So return true, what it will do? It will return true to the caller of vertex 3. So the caller of vertex 3 is vertex 5. So vertex 5 got true value. Again, vertex 5 will return back to the caller, which is vertex 4. So it will return true to vertex 4. Vertex 4 will return true to vertex 3. Vertex 3 will return true to vertex 2. And vertex 2 will return true to the caller of vertex 2. So the caller of vertex 2 is this DFS function. So yes, it is true. Then we will return true, that yes, that there is a cycle. So if there is a back edge, it means there is a cycle, and we are using recursion stack to keep track or to keep record of the visited vertex in a recursive tree. So for each recursive tree, there will be a recursion stack. And we need, after completion of recursive tree, if we do not find any cycle, we need to resume, we need to change recursion stack back to its original value so that we could start for next recursive tree. Okay, so this is all about cycle detection in directed